What's going on, everybody? Quick hangout here. I'm not sure how long I'll be on, but we'll see where this goes. But let me get the main point of this hangout out of the way really quick. All right. So I'm gonna be making more like non-hangout videos pretty soon, right? And several reasons for that. And while I love doing the hangouts, I will continue to do the hangouts. And by the way, tonight, 11:30 p.m. Eastern time, I'll be doing the live Q&A as I do every Thursday. Mark your calendars and hit that notification button. By the way, thumbs up the video, support the channel. Cheap plug right there, all right? So I'll continue to do hangouts, impromptu ones, as well as the one I do every Thursday. But I'm also going to start doing shorter videos for post fights and fight thoughts, videos that are geared for people that really don't have time to listen to a long hangout, because I know there's a lot of you out there, right? Many of which will listen live, but if they miss the hangout, they'll probably listen to a little bit of it and then that's it. So I'm definitely going to do more of that, and I really don't want to do shorter condensed videos on a live hangout because it just seems kind of I don't know. I just feel like I can do a better job if I'm able to produce it and produce it right. If I'm able to make the video, listen to it, and if there's something I feel I'm missing, I can add it on. Whereas when I finish a hangout, I'm like, I forgot to say this. You know what I mean? So I'm looking for more of that, and I'm definitely taking. I used to do videos that had not saying I'm this big historian or whatever, but I used to do these videos that talked about fights of the past and stuff like that, and I really want to. And to me, I don't really want to do that in a hangout, because I think it'll be overlooked, right? So. I'll continue to do hangouts. I'm not sure if I'll probably do a little less of them, but I'll balance it out. If let's say I'm home and I watch a fight, I'll do a short video, right, for a certain audience, and then I'll still do the hangout like I do sometimes for the fights when I'm home. You know what I mean? Or same thing the next day. So you might see some, and I just want to let my subscribers know, you might see some videos where you're going to see, I'll try to make sure the title's different, but there's going to be a post-fight, which is going to be the short version with my quick thoughts, and then there's going to be the post-fight on the Hangouts. And another reason I want to do it, right? So sometimes you got to do some self-evaluation. And I've noticed that when I'm doing a Hangout, and my only intention is to come on here and do a specific video about a topic, and then I want to end it because, that's all I want that video to be about. But then there's people in the chat, there's people that are commenting on what I want to say, and I could always just do a separate hangout for that can be for that specifically. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm definitely going to do more non-hangout, quote-unquote, videos. So be on the lookout for those. And then, so yes, be on the lookout for that. That's the main reason. That's the main reason. Another thing, if anyone has any requests, right, if you have a specific video or topic that you want me to touch, right, outside of Hangouts that you'd like to see a video on, let me know, right? The only thing I can't do, like right out of the gate, right? I can't do a video montage or edit a video or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not Guerrilla Productions. That goes without saying. So I'm not going to do something like that, but something that I could provide commentary on, by all means, let me know, right? So I'll definitely take requests. You could do the requests in two ways, all right? In two ways. Way number one, you could email me, DStyleBoxing@gmail.com. That's one way. Same name as the channel at gmail.com. Another way you can do it is you can send me a private message on YouTube, but just keep in mind that I don't get notifications from the private message on YouTube. So while I will get to it, it may take me longer than it will through the email, but both ways work, right? I'll get to it eventually. Now, of course, keep in mind that it may take some time to get there. If it's something that I've already done before, I'll probably reply to you and send you the link to that video, right? Because there's some videos I've done before. Although I don't mind revisiting videos, but it's I do have to have the want to do it, like that has to be there. But I'm definitely looking to give different people, different audiences something different, right? Long hangouts isn't for everybody. Like, you know what I mean? Like I love hangouts. I love listening to hangouts, but it's not for everybody. And a lot of people, they love the hangouts when it's live, but they don't really go back and watch it in archive that much. So, and I appreciate those that do, and I'll continue to do the hangouts. So don't sweat it, Also, I believe that these specific videos, since they'll be short, I'll be able to touch on those comments on those videos in the live Q&A on Thursday, right? So that's one thing that I wanted to update about the channel. So again, if you have requests, DStyleBoxing@gmail.com, or you can send me a private message on YouTube, right? Also, I am, although it's kind of already known, but I am open to going to hangouts in other channels. If for whatever reason you want to invite me to one of your hangouts, keep in mind I got to make room for my channel too, but I'll do my best, and I can always do a hangout with somebody. All right, regardless of the size of your channel, I don't care about all that. So just let me know. We got to be cool, of course. All right, that goes without saying. But I'm open to hangouts again. Either whether it's if I catch you live and you invite me in the chat, that's great. But aside from that, my email is one way to do it, right? DStyleBoxing@gmail.com, right? Or you can also send me a private message on YouTube. Okay, that's the two easiest ways. I prefer the first way, but if the second way works for you, I don't have a problem with that. All right. One way to not really do it is putting just a comment, because or in the chat, because the comments in the chat go away, and then the comments, I may miss it. You know what I mean? Like one day goes by and there you go, I missed the comment. Right. So that's that. Another thing, this may take a while, okay? And I'm gonna see this weekend what I can do, but the Q&A on Thursdays may or may not continue. I wanted to, but I'll still have that slot because I do want to do something where people can call in, all right? Where you could dial a number and people will be able to hear you on the line. So I could get callers and we could do QA that way, right? Not that we still won't do it in the chat, we will, but I like to do it through the kind of phone as well, kind of like a live podcast. So that's something I want to do. Whether we'll get there eventually, but it's I just haven't gotten to it. I haven't gotten to it. Everything's about bandwidth and time, and I haven't gotten into that just yet. All right, so I just wanted to kind of do that quick update. So if you have any requests or whatnot, especially for like older subscribers, the Dragon Style channel that I used to have was definitely a different style than this channel is. Okay. In fact, when I first started this channel, it was a much different style to what it is now. But it doesn't. I could still do a lot of that shit, right? And I could still touch on certain topics. There's a certain type of video I did before that you kind of liked and you'd like me to touch on more of those types of videos, let me know. All right, and we'll see. Okay, we'll definitely see. This is definitely the era. There's been a lot of eras on YouTube. All right, a lot of eras, and I've gone through 3 channels, but there's been a lot of eras, and there used to be the. I don't know how many of you remember. It was, and I kind of, in a way, there's obviously things that are a lot better today, and so it's not all, I don't want to make it seem like, I don't want to get all nostalgic, but the one thing I do miss about the old, I guess if you want to call it the white TBC, quote unquote, what I do miss is how channels were literally channels and they had quote unquote shows when they would do videos, right? Like I remember Guard Your Girl Boxing, that was the name of their show, and they would number the shows that they would do, I remember 97 Rough Hat, There Will Be Blood Boxing show. I remember Joe Habib had the Beeb Boxing Report, so there was that era where everyone, called their show something. Like, you know what I mean? Like I had several, but that's not here nor there. But that was an era in itself. Like, that was an era in itself. And then, of course, it just drifted. And this had a lot to do with YouTube. YouTube started to change, and Google bought it out, and this, that, and the third. So there was different eras, right? There's been different eras. And now we are in the Hangout era. That's the era we're at right now, right? But the good thing about the Hangout era is that people are able to talk, directly. And if you notice, more and more channels are doing Hangouts, and I think it's a good thing. But that's the era that we're in. Like, that's the era we're in. Now, yes, I know there used to be Uvu and is that what it was called? Uvu and stuff like that. Like, I still remember it might have been the first Uvu ever with Carcino and Boxing Socialist. I think it was me, and I believe Blood was there, Mr. Boxing Today, Boxing Socialist, Joe Habib. I don't know if I was in the very first one, but I was in one of the first ones anyway. And then we did that Uvu chat. And I remember when we did that, like everybody was like in awe. Like, oh my God, we got all these channels in the same, like, one video. Like, and it was. And now, now it's just common. It's just a regular thing. Like, you know what I mean? It's nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing crazy. And, as far as it's not shocking anymore. It's still cool. Don't get me wrong. It's still like when you see 2 channels that you really like in the same Hangout, that's still cool. But it's just not as like shocking as it was back then. You know what I mean? And you could argue that's a good thing, that there's more communication, especially since, because back in the first era I was talking about, channels were able to respond to one another directly. See, I miss that. That I do miss, where somebody would do a video, and of course you had your comments, just like you have your comments today, but right below that video, you would have response videos, so if I did a response to Blood Boxing, for example, it would be right under his video, and vice versa, so people would be like, oh, look, somebody replied to what he had to say. And you could follow, like, you could literally listen from the beginning of the debate till the end, and it wasn't that long, because I think there was like a limit, I think, of 10 or 15 minutes. I know some channels still have that limit. I don't, but some channels do. Okay. I don't know why, but that's the way it is. But with that said, there's been a lot of different eras. I might do a video about all the eras of boxing talk on YouTube. Okay, I might. I probably missed the first one or two. You probably got to get to blood for that. Okay, or some other dude that's been around even longer than me. But yeah, there's been a lot of eras in boxing, man, and I've seen the evolution and the change take place before my very eyes, and it's been a slow progression. You know, I actually go back and I listen to some of my old videos, and sometimes I say, "Damn, I'm good," and sometimes I say, you know, it is what it is. You know, you learn and you get better, and this is just a fun hobby, and we just want to, at least me, I just want to come on here. I just want to talk boxing with people, right? I want I want people to challenge me. I want people to question what I have to say, and if they agree, they agree. I just, it's whatever it is. That's what I want. So wanted to give that update. Let me open the chat really quick. Let me open this really quick. Actually, the other day I was doing a hangout, and the neighbor was cutting like, I don't know what he was doing. It sounded like a fucking chainsaw, right? This was a couple days ago, and I was like, damn, they're gonna hear that shit. It like threw me off, and then it was just like a minute or two, and then I went back, I listened, and I couldn't hear the chainsaw, which is a good thing. But I don't want people to think I'm like, I have somebody in the basement, like, and we're cutting them apart with a chainsaw or some shit, Like, hey, I haven't heard from this dude in a while. He was beefing with DStyle. Now I hear a chainsaw in the background. What's going on? Like, no, like, you know what I mean? Let's see here. Oh, this shit could come on, By the way, I just want to, well, let me get the damn chat up. Every time I try to, I don't know how many of you have an Android. So I have an Android phone, all right? And no, I'm not going to get an iPhone. Nobody say get an iPhone. I'm not going to get a fucking iPhone. I hate the iPhone, right? But well, that's it. When it comes to YouTube, and at least in my Android, okay, I have the edge, okay? Like I think, oh, I have the edge. Well, I don't have the edge when it comes to YouTube because I have to reload it 4 or 5 times just to get on when I go to my subscriptions or on my videos, and it's fucking annoying. I've removed the app, I've put it back on, I've reset the phone, I've done a million things, and I don't know if I'm the only one that has this problem with the Google app with an Android phone. But let me know, guys, because it's before I call my phone provider and start bitching at them or something. I want to make sure it's like not some known issue or something. But yeah, I just want to say that. Bad Bart, these sound like good ideas, these style. Some vids, how tall are you? I'll tell him I'm 5'10", right? I'm 5'10". Blood Boxing, what's up, bro? Are your girl boxing is back? I gotta check that out. But for boxing for real and pound for pound boxing, I'm not sure they were still around when I came. I used to watch them. I was just a regular YouTuber. I always used to do it in the comment section. That's it. I was just another dude in the comment section watching Buddha Side, the Body Banger, Blood Boxing, trying to Boxing Talk. I don't know who remembers that guy. And then I don't know. I wanted to come on and give my thoughts, so that's what I did. And I was a young kid then, right? And I've done a lot of growing up since then. Some vids, yeah, it was Uvu. Haven't used that in ages. There's no need to. Boxing returns, I remember that. Yep. Black Latin, boxing socials. I remember you would do that with a punch in the end of the video. I would do a punch at the end of a video? Would I? I probably did. Who fucking knows? So some style random questions. How tall are you, and when did you stop growing? Well, I'm 5'10". I don't know, bro. I don't know when they stopped growing. I never stopped growing mentally, right? I never stopped growing that way. Nobody should, right? But when did I start growing in terms of height? Now, a lot of people don't know this. A lot of males actually around their late 20s, early 30s start to naturally bulk up a little bit, right? And sometimes I look at some males, I'm like, did they not get this or something? But so we stopped growing in terms of height at what is it, like 18, 19 or whatever it is. But men still have, and it has a lot to do with the evolutionary process. We were like hunter-gatherers for a while, and so just letting people know that. But so a lot of you, if you're a scrawny like 22-year-old, there's still hope for you. Okay, it helps a lot if you hit the gym and stuff. But just saying. But anyway, a lot of these young kids, man, they're like scrawny now. They're like scrawny or obese. You know, like I ain't gonna lie. Like I've been fat. Like you know what I mean. Like I have. Like I've gotten out of shape and stuff like that. And I love Mexican food and burgers and shit. If I start working out, I'll lose it like in a month. You know, like right now, at the moment, I'm down to 190 pounds. You know, which I could still lose another 10. I like ideally to be at 180 or so, but like right now I'm good. You know, but my point is when I say obese, you know, like some of these, like I have my cousin's son. What is that? A second cousin, whatever that is. I was gonna say nephew, but holy, she's a big dude, and I mean like 5 Big Macs big, like you know, like damn. That and then like one of my other cousin's sons is like a little scrawny little brat, man. He's a stick. I don't know. I'm just saying. Anyway. The response vid says, "But boxing returns Rasclot. I miss the old days. Nice having rough." 916 Chris. Shout out to 916 Chris. R.I.P. He had The Science of Violence. Ashy Knuckles. I remember Ashy Knuckles. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Ashy Knuckles. So what was this called? Welcome to a Puncher's Chance. I think that was the name of the show. What's up, Quest X? Bloodboxing returns. I heard from Ash the other day. I've talked to Ashy Knuckles a couple times on the phone, and he's a cool dude, man. It's a cool dude. I actually, he's a professional at something, and people, if you want to ask him what he does, you could ask him in this job. But I actually called him to reference a couple of stuff for some videos, which I actually want to get back to. I've gotten off this topic for a while, but which I think it's a big problem that is going over everybody's heads and apparently mine too lately. But these pipelines that they're building all over the fucking country and they're spreading to the world too, and how they're very, very problematic and dangerous. They want to build pipelines under our reservoirs and lakes and farmlands, and that's extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous. And when these things leak, I mean, they give these oil companies a slap in the wrists, and with the Secretary of State right now from what's the name of that company? But anyway, Rex Tillerson, right? And then it's basically big oil that's running the White House right now. But that's another thing I want to talk about, and I actually, there's a lot of stuff I have written down, and there's some stuff I specifically asked Ashy Knuckles about because he's very knowledgeable about the field in which he works. And I'll get to some of that stuff at a later date. How tall do you think I was? Some vids. I'm just curious. Blood boxing. That would be a cool vid. Not exactly sure what it was referring to, but I'm sure it's one of the many ideas I put out. Rasclot says, Ashy Knuckles had a good channel, 916 Chris, honest assessment on each fighter. Yeah. Truth and Facts Boxing, what's up, bro? The baby finally knocked out, have a moment to breathe. What's up, Blood? You have a young kid, QuestX? If you do, congratulations. Truth and Facts Boxing, what's up, Blood? Some people saying what's up to each other. Backland, I came in the 08, 09 era. The Bruce Betts, Budasai, Ashy Knuckles. Okay, gotcha. Joe Lopez, 40 ounce. The hangout was good last night, DStyle. Thanks. Good boxing return. QuestX, great part of my life, bro. My daughter is 20. Oh, wow. So how long you been on YouTube, Blood? Like 20 years? Actually, like a 10 years or something. iPhone sucks as rascal. I agree. Quest says Android is better than iPhone. My woman has been stressing me to get one, and I'm like, nah. The one thing that goes down on an iPhone, you have to replace the whole thing. Oh, wow, I didn't know that about iPhone. I hate it even more now. I hate that it doesn't have. I'm so used to the back button in the bottom. I'm so used to that, you know. And the iPhone doesn't have that. Every time somebody lends me the iPhone, it takes me a little bit to like, where the fuck's the back button? You know, and then it's on the screen. I mean, it's so annoying. And then it depends on what website. If you're on the website or a certain app, the back button is different. And I just hate that shit. Yeah. Samsung all day. Rascal, I'll leave it in the ring. Best Boxing Show, missed that. Shout out to Chris Carlson, by the way. We used to do the Rope-A-Dope Radio and Block Talk Radio. He's still doing his thing here on YouTube. And I believe on Block Talk too. Those were some crazy times, right? I know Blood will appreciate this because I still remember when Rope-A-Dope started, and it got all heated. Like I think it was the first like post-fight. Today, this is what a lot of people don't understand, by the way. Today, getting together and talking boxing on the internet after a fight because of things like Hangout is normal. You know what I mean? And that's a good thing. But way back when, and I know a lot of people might not believe me about this, but okay. But I started this, a guy with Rope Radio. I don't remember the full story, but I know that I came up with this idea of doing a post-fight show. Like, because at the time they didn't have Hangouts. We could do a post-fight video on YouTube, you know, and you could read comments and stuff. But we did a post-fight show. Nobody was doing it at the time. Not that I know of anyway. And not in the US. And man, I'm not even lying. There was this one show where I think it was Mosley Mayweather, the post-fight. And we were getting call after call after call after call. And I remember it did like, I don't even remember, man. It did a lot of views. It was a #1 show on Block Talk for a while because of the post-fights. A lot of people would call in. For the one of Danny Garcia's fights, his girlfriend called in, and Danny Garcia's mom called in, and the mom was talking shit about Amir Khan. It was man, that shit was great. Okay, and she was calling him Kahan, and it's just like she didn't say the word bum, but she almost wanted to. And then the best part was she said Morales is better than Khan, because Morales, you know, I guess he was saying give him a better fight than Khan did. But just fun times, man. Fun times. I would do the show with Joe Habib, and there was a guy called JR at the time. Got to give him some credit too. So fun times. And but what I was going to mention was I remember the very first post fight, right? Ever. I called in a little bit late. I think it was for one of Dawson's fights. I forgot. I'm trying to remember the fight, but it got heated. Like, it got heated. I'm not going to dive too much into it, but it got heated, right? But in the end, like, after, like, the first 15 minutes where it got really, really heated, it, like, calmed down. And then we just talked boxing for the rest of the night. Like you know what I mean? But I'll never forget Blood. Look, I'm not going to get into names. I'm just not, because these are things that have been hashed already, but I just remember Blood saying something like, what the hell did he say? This is how we talk boxing at the bar right here. There's something like that. But it was great. But anyway, it definitely gave that post-fight show a lot of publicity. And then, I don't know, it was just great, man. It was great. And we would do it almost weekly. We would do them, almost weekly. And it was fun. It was fun. And stopped doing it a while ago. It reached the point where it was more people were doing it. So and it was easier just to come on YouTube and do it. You know what I mean? Like some things only have a certain lifespan and then they run out, But who knows, man? I might, it's hard to do it because I like to go out on Saturday nights and I don't want to necessarily just stay home all the time to do shows, But I might, who knows? I might come on here on Google Hangouts and through Block Talk, have people call in and post fights and stuff. I might bring something like that back, and maybe I could get Joe Habib, and it'll be like good old times, right? Let me see if I could scroll back up here because I missed a bunch of shit. I missed a lot of comments. Holy shit. All right, let's see. Joe Lopez first has an iPhone 4. Bruh. Really, bruh? You might as well have that. You guys remember that when I first started YouTube, I had the flip phone, the Razor. I had like a silver one. I mean, I thought that phone was a shit. And it's still, that phone's still the shit. It's just you can't do, obviously, what you can do now with phones. But that was a damn good-looking phone. Rascalot, leave it in the ring. Best boxing show, missed that. Rascalot says, DStyle taller than me. What the fuck? I'm 5'9". What's going on, bro? You should have ate your spinach when you were younger or something. I don't know. All right, my son's only a few months, so I have a long ways to go. LOL. Dysander's back too, says Bud Boxing. You know what, Blood? You're right. He is back. I listened to his last video and he talked about, and I honestly never thought about that. So, and I'm actually looking into it. So I don't know if you listened to the video. He talked about how back in the days they would score a lot of rounds even. Now, according to him, there was less robberies, and that's what I'm researching. Like, I want to confirm if that's true, because I personally don't like even rounds, but I'm doing a little bit of research on that. But I thought it was a fascinating video nonetheless. Black Latin, Rascalot, you that short, LOL. Man in Water. Travis Gift is the Adrian Broner of YouTube boxing. Oh, God. Okay. I'm like, who the hell's Travis Gift? Look. All right. Gotti. All right. Rascalot 222. Sadly, yes, and my dad is 6'1". Okay. What's next? What's your thoughts, DStyle, on the Hollywood sexually predator shit coming out? I think everybody's always suspected there's some weird shit going on in Hollywood. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's always suspected that. And it's not shocking at all. It's not shocking at all. And anybody wants to know a little more about that, I mean, this is some sick shit coming out. But it's way too many stories. Now, you can't believe everything you hear, but there's a lot of people coming out confirming this stuff. And it's not every day a grown-ass man comes out and says, another man molested me. You know what I mean? So while they can be lying, that many can be lying. So it's crazy. But it's weird because there's songs that kind of reference this type of stuff. Like maybe not, pedophile type shit, but maybe not to that level. But songs like Californication by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, one of my favorite bands, by the way. So there's people have always kind of known that there's a little bit of a do a favor for me and I'll help you out kind of thing going on in Hollywood. And I'll leave it at that. Black Latin, You sure? 6'1"? Damn. Well, he's 5'11" now, shrinking. He's getting a little old, says Rascalot. West Quest says, my pops was 6'2". My mom was 4'10". I got stuck at 5'10", but I'm lucky the muscle gene. He got the muscle genes from his pops. Outside the ropes, I'm 5'11" and a half. I miss a 6 foot. Like, you know, I've noticed that only dudes that are 5'11" do the half. Like, you know, or like the 3/4, you know. But it's all good. It's all me. So somebody said, fuck Apple. Yeah. Outside the ropes could wear some those Mayweather shoes, and you'll be over 6 feet tall. What's up, DCB? Some bits put, my brother is 6'4", and I used to be taller than him. I just turned 18, so I'm hoping to get taller than him or the same height. Is he your older or younger brother? Outside the rope says, DCB, you won that debate, bruh. People could check it out at Boxing Beats and Rhymes' channel. What's good, DCB and Rope, says QuestX. Sebazzer1. Who's a Trump supporter here? Not me, bro. But I wasn't a Hillary supporter either, so it is what it is. Max Ryder, what's good, DCB? People saying what's up to each other. But Boxing says Ash is a successful brother. I could tell I'm very behind here because I'm barely at the Ashy Knuckles part. To be honest, this is some vids. To be honest, D-Style, I actually did think you were 5'10" around that height anyway. Do I just have that 5'10" look or a Rascalot? Where's Julian Foster? I don't know where Julian Foster is. Blood Boxing returns. I didn't see Bo in the house. What's up, big bro? Blood already collecting retirement checks off YouTube, says CCB. 2007 November was my first upload. All right, so when was the my first video ever was a post fight for Pacquiao versus Haddon. That was my first upload ever. And I was praising the Haddon because he just knocked out, you know, Pacquiao, right? I mean, I was praising the guy. And then I made the mortal sin of saying I want to see Pacquiao fight Mayweather. And man, I never seen a reaction like that in my life. I got attacked. I was like, what the hell? Like, I thought everybody would be excited, you know, but I don't know. Although, and then, by the way, the reason I was saying that because Mayweather announced, if you guys remember, Mayweather announced his comeback fight. You know what I mean? So it was just weird, man. The first time I came on YouTube, it was just a weird experience because it's different than like real life. You know, the way people react to shit. Some of his, bro, the back button pisses me off as well. I agree, yeah. Outside Road Rascalot, I see him on Facebook all the time. Blood Boxing returns. Julian Foster resurfaces from time to time. LOL DCB about the retirement comment. That's what's up. Black Lad, and I almost got these styles to admit Wilder's going to beat Joshua. I almost converted him, says Black Lad. You never know, bro, but your battery died, so... I mean, we could continue that conversation at any point. Not right now. I'm going to get through this lineup. I got to run some errands, but at some point we'll get there. Let's see. Outside the ropes, I remember the 12th and final round. There we go. I couldn't remember the name, but there we go. There's the name. And that name, by the way, the credit goes to Joe Habib. That was his idea, that name. Rascalot 52, when AJ wins, Blood owes me 20 pull-ups. Not in a row, though, says Rascalot. Hey, but by the way, Rascalot, you got to make sure, right, they zoom out, right? I want to see Blood's feet. All right, he's going to pull that feet in the bucket thing. All right? None of this only waist up thing. Sorry, Blood. DCB. This style will soon come to the dark side. All right, DCB, go watch Guard Your Grill Boxing new vid. It's a 10-year anniversary vid, man. Check it out, says Bud Boxing. I'm going to go check that out too, bro. Back Latin. Joe Clement was a good channel. Trying to remember him. Blood Boxing Returns. Oakland still has his page up, but he doesn't do vids anymore. Black Latin. I'm working on him, bruh. I had him on the ropes yesterday. He low-key admitted Wilder had the edge. Well, not really. I wouldn't say that. Okay, Rascott, Pac fans, and Floyd fans are ruining the YTBC. You know what, bro? I know a lot of people do this, like, and that's your opinion, but a lot of people do this whole, like, it was both sides, bro. I think most people, like, a lot of people, I guess, weren't there. Like, you know, when a lot of this was happening, like they weren't there. And I'm not saying that there's never been, like, there was some, right? But, bro, I was called a Flomo, right? That's how bad it was. You know, it's these channels were terrible. Like the Pac-tards, I never seen something that terrible. Ever. I've never, it's not even close. Not even close. I mean, these were some terrible people. Okay? The ones that were doing the terrible things, right? I mean, I remember I did a video once, and who does this shit? Like, the dude said, now that I know what you look like and that I know you live in El Paso, I'm going to make sure I murder you. Like, who says things like that? You know? Now, look, I got my Glock in my house. It's all good. But at the end of the day, what normal, rational person, I never had so many death threats in my life, like in that era. And I've never as a Mayweather fan, threatened my life. Like, that's never happened. Plus the shit I was called. Spick, wetback, the whole nine, right? Just because I did the mortal sin after praising Pacquiao for knocking out Ricky Hatton. I guess I started off the wrong foot because I said, holy shit, we could do that Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, you know? But that's just my opinion, bro. Yeah, you and JR will go at it with PP. You know, I actually, there was that one dude, Blood, I held back because he was cool with you and 97 Rough. But Strike Hards, you know, he tried to cross the line with me a couple times. That wouldn't fly today, what he tried to do. But it wasn't nothing. It wasn't that serious. But I would have roasted him. I could have roasted him if I wanted to. But I held back a lot with that guy. But I just remember because it was with him, and when me and GR would do videos, you know, it's just the way it was. But there you go. Outside the ropes, I started making vids because Blood and Talk Boxing. I remember asking Blood to watch my first vid. It says Outside the Ropes. I still wish I had all my videos, man. Like, it's, speaking of the Pac-tards, they shut down my channel. My Dragon Style channel. I honestly believe I saved 2 videos from that channel. 2. And you guys will go back and watch them. After they kept calling me Flomo. I don't know if the word was Flomo at the time. I don't know what it was, Maytard or whatever they were calling me at the time. Then I just rebelled, and then I started talking shit, right? And you could see those videos. Pacquiao will beat Mayweather, and Mosey will beat Mayweather. And I was talking some serious shit. What happened to JR? I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure what happened to him. It's been a long time. Blood Boxing Returns, LOL, remember that. Ropes, Outside the Ropes, still were the days. Joe Lopez, 40 ounce, supposedly Eddie Hearn met with Wilder's people today, according to Hearn. Remember when we got your partnership with YouTube back when they did that? Wrestler talking to Blood Boxing. You're correct, this is the new era, hangout era. Yes. Holy shit, I'm behind. Let's get through this quick. We're the first 2 dudes that fucked with my channel. You always came through too. Outside the Ropes, that's Black Latin, either to him. Blood Boxing Returns, oh yeah, that was cool getting partnership. I don't even know how I got the partnership, but I just got it. You know, like, it's weird. I remember the first check I got, because they had me, like, I couldn't log into my account, and they were insisting on getting all this information from me. And then they told me it had, like, I think it was like $200 and something of AdSense. And at first I thought it was like some bullshit, like pop-up or whatever. You know how you get these bullshit pop-ups online? I kept ignoring it. But then I noticed it kept creeping up and went over like $300. And then I realized, oh, they just wanted this information, and boom. Like the next month, it was like I think it was like the 13th or something like that of the month, I got the check. Anyway, Mente's Boba Bass wasn't racist then. Mente's Boba Bass was the biggest Floyd Mayweather fan, biggest ever. Then he realized he could get a lot of views by being a racist. I don't mean to skip through a lot of these guys. I apologize, but I got to catch up. I got a little more time. Outside the ropes, that was a time when it was hard to get a partnership. Yeah, Bloodboxing, me and Bruce are still cool, to be honest. I want to link back up with Blitz. We spoke about it a few times. I'm not sure what it is, but all right, I must have missed something. Eddie LM, I heard you and Blood on the Blitz Hardcore podcast. The good old days. Yeah, I used to go in a couple times. Black Latin. Now, me and Bruce got into it on his basketball channel. He was a Kobe hater. He was obsessed. Eddie LM, I was just talking to Bruce about you, Blood, last night, reminiscing the good old podcast days. Outside the ropes, Bruce Blitz can ball too. Black Latin, Stadium Arcadium, right? Californication is a good album, says Rascal. Sometimes when I read these comments, I'm like, holy shit, I'm behind. Black Latin. Word was he was athletic white boy. Bruce was cool. Bunch of LOLs. Kobe is overrated, says Eddie LM. Peanut butter and crackers checking in. Bloodboxing. Eddie, tell Bruce I said hello. I'm going to link with him soon. Joe Lopez, 40 ounce. No Trump supporters allowed in the chat. Bloodboxing returns. I talk wrestling too. Sebazi. Who will win the 2020 elections, Trump or The Rock? Dwayne Johnson, 2020. I don't know. Is he really going to run? Dwayne Johnson might win, believe it or not. But believe me, once you run for office, they'll dig up some dirt on you. So unless he's squeaky clean, he probably shouldn't run, right? Some bits, that piddle thing goes back to Comet Pizza, the restaurant, and leaked emails that had pictures of young girls tied to tables with captions saying, Hotard, Joe Podesta is a weird guy, right? Quick YouTube search, and boom. Eddie LM, he covered the Wilder fight on Saturday along with UFC 217 and had a good review. You came on May 2009, actually, says Blood. Oh, there you go. All right, so Man and Water, make America, Mexico great again. Peanut butter crackers. That's exactly when I started calling out Mayweather Pacquiao, also right after Pac Haddon. All right. If it's Manny versus Haddon, that's May 2009. His Blood. Well, there you go. That's when I started my video. It was that night. Black Latin, yeah, bro, your vids were fire. Undertaker, best wrestler of all time, says Rascal to boxing, to blood boxing. Eddie LM, Randy Macho Man Savage is the GOAT. Oh, yeah, brother. Okay, blood boxing returns his LOL. Rascal 222. Yeah, Blood, we got to see the feet, bro. I like Randy Macho Man Savage more. I agree. Pactards disappeared. You are still in contact with Bruce Blitz, Joe Host, asked blood boxing. Rascal 222. I was called a Pactard. Pactards were horrible. Blood boxing returns. I'm from the days of NWA wrestling. NWA wrestling was cool, man. They sent Bradley death threats, Man of Water says. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, Black Lads Outside the Ropes, I appreciate that, brother. You know, I always support y'all channels. My channel has been flagged and reported by Pactards. I can't even get my channel monetized anymore. YouTube been shut that down. It happened to a lot of people. Bloodboxing returned. I lived in North Carolina in 1981, 1983. Ric Flair was the man. Some vids for Charlotte, right? Were you close to Charlotte, but some vids, bunch of pussy sending death threats over the internet makes him feel tough. The Skyscrapers was the team. I was talking to this guy, the Four Horsemen, Bobby Heenan. Glocks are 9s. Mine's Para Ordnance, 0.45 ACP. All right. Bloodboxing, oh yeah. Strike cards, he disappeared. Four Horsemen was the shit. for show, says Blood Boxing. Some love for the Four Horsemen. All right. Joe Lopez 40 ounce. Some Pactards fans were crazy. A lot of them were from the Philippines. Red Glove Militant. I love the Hangouts. Please do both. But if not, I'll settle for the regular vids. I'm still doing both. I'm just saying. Blood Boxing returns. Black Jack Mullen. Brian Pillman, says Black Latin. That dude died from overdose, right? I think. Outside the ropes, YouTube won't let me monetize to this day. I can't even live stream. Oh, wow. Outside the ropes, you might want to get with, I know Joe Habib had that issue, but he can monetize now. I don't know what he did, though. Rascalot, what do you know about the Great Muta? I remember he made this big debut in WCW, right? And then he just joined the NWO and became nothing. I remember when everybody was joining the NWO. It was crazy. Like, Rodman joined the NWO. Like, you know. Biggest War fan too, says Man in Water. Who has GGG fought? PP. Yeah, I remember he used to like, he liked Ward. He was biggest. He always criticized Gennady Golovkin. You know, he was just a weird dude, man. If y'all smell what the Rock is cooking, says Eddie LM. Blackland, I feel you, bro. I don't even know how to live stream. I don't think I can. I just support y'all channels and debates. Sebazi001, I hope The Rock wins. Trump is the man in my opinion, but The Rock is a true badass. Trump ain't no man, bruh. All right? Anyway. Trump is doing this thing where he's like, look, I'm not establishment, they're establishment, you know, and then people just kind of go with it. All right. Took a bunch of L's in Virginia and New Jersey last night. I know that, or 2 nights ago. Hope The Rock win. Let me see. Ariel M. Expanding the NWO the way they did ruined the faction and eventually WCW. Everybody was joining the NWO. I think Blood Boxing was a member of the NWO at one point, right? While he was here on YouTube. Who knows? But in all seriousness, this is supposed to be a like a temporary vid, but fuck it, I'll just leave it up. Interesting stuff brought up. Had to run down through that really quick. Bam Bam Bigelow was the man. You brought up Bruce Blitz. Now everybody's talking wrestling. Interesting. I can't stand wrestling now, man. Although I heard AJ Styles won the title. I didn't watch it, but I'm glad they got it off that idiot, right? Mahel. NWOs. Those my boys. You know, they're like, I remember when people just wanted to watch it because of the NWO. Like, you know, like Nitro would start and it would take like 20 minutes, like get into the ring and posing, and finally Hulk Hogan would start saying something. And they would just talk shit like for 15 minutes. And people thought it was like the shit, you know, and then they would go to commercial break. NWO with Dennis Rodman on WCW was a shit. You guys ever watch Karl Malone and Rodman like lock up? The worst wrestling I've ever seen, but I appreciated the effort. But boxing, I fell off wrestling, and yeah. Outside the rope, stopped watching when Eddie Guerrero died. Eddie Guerrero, man, from my hometown, El Paso. Eddie had a lot of demons, man. I'll say that. He had a lot of demons. All right. I don't know what else to say. The Mailman and Rodman. I remember they went at it, man. Like that shit was, but that shit sold, man. It was, I think, Bash at the Beach, and it was all over ESPN. It was brilliant marketing, brilliant. They had Karl Malone doing the Diamond Cutter. And when people don't remember this, but when Goldberg won the title from Hulk Hogan, Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig, although they didn't call him Mr. Perfect, he was going to go interfere in the match, and Karl Malone came up to him and gave him the Diamond Cutter, right? Like on the outside too. And I guess nobody interfered, and Goldberg won the match. So Goldberg owes the mailman. All right, he owes him that assist helped him out. Right, but it was hilarious watching the mailman do the diamond cutter. I just know that. Carmelo was his Dennis Rodman pay-per-view. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was a pay-per-view. Yeah. Let me see here. How could you say The Undertaker is the greatest wrestler ever? He only had 2 wrestling moves in his arsenal: the kick to the stomach and the suplex. Well, he had the tombstone. He also had that move where he jumped off the top ropes, and what almost he landed on his head a couple times. You know, there, right? I mean, he's not AJ Styles. He's not Shawn Michaels. I know that, but like those Undertaker matches with Shawn Michaels, that was all Shawn Michaels. Like, you know, but yeah. Cena's trash. It's garbage. Lied, cheated, steals his outside the ropes. Cena's trash, man. Man of Water, wrestling hasn't been good since Chris Benoit did his deed. Oh, shit. You went there, Man of Water. Blood Boxing, LOL. Sabizi, I see why people don't like Trump. I just don't like all the anti-Trump propaganda that you see all over the mainstream media. Very false and not true. I'm not a Trump lover, but I still support the dude. Outside the ropes. Taker at the last ride. That's true. He did. How about Greg the Hammer Valentine? TBE. Sabizi. When Cena, I hope he stays away. He's like what Blitz says, garbage. Yeah. Anyway, with that said, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. All right. I do got to run some errands here and do some stuff. So I'll be on tonight. 11:30 p.m. Eastern. Q&A. All right. You're right, Blood. He does know his wrestling. Bruce Blitz, that is. And it's a wrap, guys. Like Landy Styles, Shawn Michaels is the greatest wrestler ever. A lot of people say that, yeah. Benoit put an end to the PG era, says Man of Water. Blood Boxing return hoops and boxing. He knows those too. Yep. Eddie Ale, many Trump supporters just support the idea of what they believe he reps, like the anti-establishment, anti-PC shit, but that's not really who he is. He's pushing a narrative for his supporters. I definitely agree. And not only that, he's killing more people than any president in modern times. If you thought George Bush was bad, if you thought Barack Obama was bad, this guy is 10 times worse, right? He's already killed more civilians than Obama did in 8 years. So, by his orders. So, for those that said, oh, well, we want criminals out of the office, well, what do you got to say now, right? And the issue with the pipelines was already bad, and now it's getting worse. And I'm going to do vids about that, by the way. But anyway, this is DStyleBoxing. Keep it boxing, and I'm out.